Hi, I'm here today to talk to you about how to put the Team Manager notebook together for all you new coaches. I want to tell you my name's Margaret Lee and I've been a team manager for maybe 5 years now. The Team Manager book here is pretty simple. Actually, you don't need to make it more difficult than what it is, but it has to be very organized because as you go to your tournaments, whether you're with the Nebraska tournament or the Midwest Regional League, you have to be very organized and have things together. I would encourage you to allow your manager to do this so that you have more time to coach and not worry about this. First thing you want to do is your player passes that you're going to have. After you laminate them, your manager will have to bring them to every single game. The manager can either hand those to you to give to the referees or your manager can take care of that for you. I have chosen to do my player passes this way. I put them all on a ring, as you see, with all the player passes here. And then I keep it in this waterproof bag, if you will. And I clip that right to the ring. After games are over, you're going to want to get these back and you're going to want to count them and make sure that every single one of your passes are accounted for. If you don't, you will be without a pass for your next game. Be a good idea for your manager to count that with you, or you count it, whoever you choose to do that, but somebody needs to count these. This will be nice and waterproof then in case there's rain, because these will get wet. So I just simply put them in and zip it up, and that's with me everywhere I go. I check this when I come home and before I leave for the next tournament. The next thing you're going to want to keep a good handle on is your roster. I laminate one roster just to keep it in case there's a problem, and I make maybe 15 copies of it because as you go through, you will be handing your roster over to some of the tournament directors in the Midwest Regional League. What they do is sometimes the team will even ask for these rosters, so you'll have to hand them out. So make sure you have a good supply of those rosters. The Code of Conduct form I put in here. I do this for the Alliance for All. I get this signed immediately for Alliance for All for State Cup. And I have them here just in case any tournament wants to see them. And sometimes they do, believe it or not. The other thing I have are the medical release forms. These are signed by every single player. They'll have the doctor's name and anything that they may need in case you have an injury. We just had an injury at this last tournament we went to, and this came in very handy to have this since the parent wasn't there. So these do get utilized. So it's very important that you allow for time before your first tournament to get all this done. I would recommend that as your players are making your team and you're doing your player passes, that you also hand this to them along with the allegiance form for the state so that all this stuff is accounted for. That will save your manager a whole lot of trouble later on. The other thing is permission to travel form. I have a section for that. You do have to apply for that, and you can apply for it through the state office. There's a link, and I'm sure somebody will be talking to you about forms. But basically, you need to have that with you, the permission to travel. They will ask for it, and they do check it. I can't express enough to you how important it is to keep up with due dates, to make sure you have every form with you that you need. If you're the type of coach that likes to keep on top of that, you might want to check. If you're trusting, after your manager's done this a few times, then you're going to know that all the forms are there. So as the referees come and they get all this stuff from you, and the tournament directors, you're going to have to get there probably an hour before your game, your manager will, to show them all of this so that they know that you have it. So I hope that helps you. I hope I've answered your questions. I've enjoyed being a team manager, but it is a lot of work between making reservations, getting all these forms filled out, and watching deadlines, which is the most important thing, is watching deadlines so you don't miss them. You don't want your team to be fined and then have to explain that to your parents after the budget's been set. I really hope this helps you, and I know your managers will just do great. Thank you. You have the roster. You have the Code of Conduct. Medical release forms. Permission to travel.